You'd be amazed, thinking it's the most remarkable feat. So it's not just about talent, it's also about effort. A person with exceptional talent who works hard will certainly attract fortune. With his newfound fame, Julien embarks on his path of success. The mayor, Mr. de Rênal, hires Julien as a tutor for his children, with a salary of 300 francs a year, plus room and board. In that era, 300 francs was the income of a middle-class family, a sum Julien's father and brothers couldn't earn even with great effort. Julien finally gets a chance to elevate himself, stepping into a more respectable life, free from heavy labor and able to overcome his father's humiliation. Indeed, Julien becomes the envy of many as a member of the mayor's household. However, the influence of his upbringing leaves a mark. Having been beaten and scolded by his father and brothers, Julien has a vulnerable side. When he arrives at the mayor's house, he is so fearful that he lacks the courage to ring the doorbell, feeling like he might even flee. At this moment, it's the books and his idols that inspire Julien. He recalls Napoleon's words, "Weakness is useless, life is a struggle. Either live a life of contempt and insignificance, or die striving for wealth, status, and honor." I've discussed Stefan Zweig's moment of triumph before, where you can see the crucial moments that determined Napoleon's fate. Julien is much like that. He's a young man with vast knowledge from reading, and it's his education that has brought about many changes in his life. This time, Julien nervously walked into the mayor's house, which was the first place to change his fate. This isn't the first time Julien has battled with his vulnerabilities. He was deeply aware of his shortcomings, so he risked being beaten and cursed by his father to study Latin with an old teacher. Through day after day of hard work, he mastered knowledge beyond his social class and turned his fate around. Julien is a tough person, and we can see this in people like Dong Yuhui, Yu Shuhua, and many others who refuse to be controlled by fate. It's like what the rebellious character Neja says, "I control my destiny, not the heavens." That's why people find it so inspiring. When Julien first arrived at the mayor's house, he still faced challenges. He was surrounded by skepticism and distrust, including from the beautiful lady of the house, the mayor's wife. She constantly questioned whether this shy young man had any scholarly knowledge. In Mrs. de Rênal's view, many tutors are just slackers, like frauds who reprimand children and are quite rude. But how does the mayor see Julien? The mayor doesn't truly respect Julien or his knowledge. He just sees Julien, the only person in town who can recite the entire Bible from memory, as a luxury item, a high-class decoration. When he talks to Julien, he does so with a sense of superiority. But Julien is a very sensitive young man, and his pride is deeply hurt. To defend his reputation, he decides to show off his skills. One day, with everyone in the household present, Julien takes out a Latin Bible and tells them that if they pick any page and say the first word, he can recite it all the way through until they tell him to stop. This is impressive, truly a display of remarkable memory. That evening, everyone in the city wanted to see Julien's performance, so Julien showcased his extraordinary talent in front of everyone. This time, he earned the title of Monsieur, and his reputation quickly spread throughout the city. You see, this is the influence of the mayor's house. So, will Julien's situation change? At first, he values his reputation above all else. He works hard, speaks carefully, and hopes to keep this job because it's too precious to lose. He doesn't want to go back to his rough home. Julien repeatedly uses outward humility to prove his exceptional knowledge and refinement, which earns him the favor of the mayor's family. But why does he use outward humility? It's because his inner self doesn't match his public persona. He doesn't have the elegance, extensive knowledge, or appropriate manners that he shows on the surface. His internal voice and his external behavior are mismatched.